Welcome to Edu Aspirants, YouTube channel for competitive exams. In the series of videos on biology, we will learn about tissues and in part 1, we will learn about plant tissues. Tissues, a group of cells that are similar in structure or work together to achieve a particular function. Tissues can be categorized into plant tissues and animal tissues. Plant tissues, on the basis of dividing capacity, are of two types, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue, on the basis of location, are of three types, apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. Permanent tissue, on the basis of cell type, is of two types, simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue are of three types, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. There are two special types of parenchyma. One is arenchyma and the second one is chlorenchyma. Sclerenchyma on the basis of structure is of two parts, sclerenchyma fibers and sclerids. Complex permanent tissue are of two types, xylem and phloem. Meristematic tissues. These tissues consist of continuously dividing cells with dense cytoplasm and thin cellulose wall. They lack vacuoles. Meristematic tissues are of three types. Apical meristem, present at the growing tips of stem and roots. Function, to increase the length of stems and roots. Intercalary meristem, present at the base of leaves or internodes. Function, for the longitudinal growth of plants. Lateral meristem, present on the lateral sides of the stem and roots. Function, to increase the thickness of stems and roots. Permanent tissues. Some cells in the meristematic tissue, when lose the ability to divide, take up a specific role and become permanent tissue. This process is called differentiation. Simple permanent tissues are divided into three categories. Number 1, parenchyma, composed of unspecialized living cells with relatively thin cell walls and large intercellular spaces are present in soft parts of the plant. Their main function is storage. This is the basic packaging tissue. Special types of parenchyma. Number 1, arenchyma. In aquatic plants, cells of parenchyma have large air cavities to give buoyancy to the plant and is called arenchyma. Second, chlorenchyma. Parenchyma with chlorophyll which performs photosynthesis is called as chlorenchyma. Collenchyma. Cells are living and elongated with cell walls irregularly thickened at the corners. They are oval and elongated and tightly packed with no intercellular spaces. They are found below epidermis in leaves and stems. Functions. They provide mechanical support to plant. They also provide flexibility to plants so that they can bend without breaking. Number 3, sclerenchyma. Cells of sclerenchyma are dead. They are narrow and elongated. The cell wall in sclerenchyma is composed of lignin which makes it hard. Sclerenchyma are found around vascular bundles, veins of leaves in hard covering of seeds and nuts. For example, sclerenchyma tissues are found in coconut husk. Functions. They help to make parts of plant hard and stiff. Also provide mechanical strength. Complex permanent tissues. Xylem. This is the tissue that transports water and nutrients from roots to upper parts of a plant. It is composed of four types of cells, that is trachea, vessel, xylem parenchyma and xylem sclerenchyma, also known as xylem fibers. Tracheae are long, elongated cells with tapered ending. Trachete cells are dead. Trachetes transport water through pits. Vessel is a pipe-like structure. Vessels are dead and have lignified thick cell wall. Upper and lower portion of cell wall is absent. Xylem parenchyma are living cells. They store food and nutrients. Xylem fibers are dead cells. They provide mechanical support to plants. Out of trachetes, vessel, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber, only xylem parenchyma are the living cells. Next complex permanent tissue is phloem. Tissue that transports food from site of photosynthesis to different parts of plants. It is composed of four types of cell, that is sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers or blast fibers. All types of cells are living except phloem fibers. Number 1. Sieve cells. They are elongated and have thin cell wall. They have cytoplasm but no nucleus and other organelles. These cells are responsible for transportation of food and nutrients. Companion cells. They have cytoplasm, nucleus and other organelles. They perform the task required for sieve cells for living. Number 3. Phloem parenchyma. They store food. Number 4. Phloem fibers. They have thick cell wall and they provide mechanical support to plants. There are some protective tissues also. There are two types of protective tissue. Number 1. Epidermis. Epidermis tissue covers the entire body of a plant. They protect plants from injury, germs and water loss. Cells of epidermal tissue form a continuous layer without intracellular spaces. Stomata are small openings on epidermal layer of leaves and soft part of stem to facilitate the gaseous exchange and transpiration in plants. Each stomata is composed of two guard cells which regulate the opening and closing of stomata. In desert plants, epidermis and cutin, a waterproof waxy substance secreted by epidermis, are thicker to reduce loss of water due to transpiration. Number 2. Cork. These type of tissues consist of dead cells with no intracellular spaces. They form the outer layer of old tree trunks. Cork cells have a chemical called suberin in their walls that make them impervious to gases and water. Cork tissue protects plants from injuries, germs and water loss. Cork, being light in weight, is used for making several products like bottle stoppers and shuttlecock. In the next video, we will learn about animal tissues. Till then, subscribe the channel. Stay tuned. Thank you.